A man being found guilty of murdering a police custody sergeant in Croydon in 2020. Matt Ratana was shot dead by 23-year-old Luis de Zoysa in the holding room at the police custody centre. This is a police body-worn footage of de Zoysa being stopped and searched in London, South London, in the early hours of the 25th of September of 2020. He was arrested initially for possession of drugs and ammunition, some bullets that were found. He was also carrying cannabis, 7 rounds of ammunition, but officers failed to find a loaded revolver that was in a holster. I'd like to warn you that what we're about to show now, in the moments leading up to the shooting of Sergeant Ratana, you may find disturbing. So do look away. If you do, in this later footage here, Sergeant Ratana enters a custody suite to talk to de Zoysa. Then de Zoysa stands, still handcuffed, fires the weapon, and Mr. Ratana falls to the ground. So the 2 other officers immediately attempt to restrain de Zoysa, but 3 further shots are fired.
I think the bravery of those 2 officers at that point in time is something that none of us can ever quite put ourselves in that position. I know, having spoken to them, the thoughts about the consequences of they not having found the firearm on the street itself, but going back to search de Zoysa again at the police station is something which I'm sure will never leave them. Never leave them. This is a tragedy that will never disappear for Matt's partner Sue and his family, and of course the impact on my colleagues, both officers and staff, is something that I'm sure will be with them throughout not just their professional lives but also their personal lives.